The RStats normal distribution table is a set of worksheets that will help you find proportions of the normal curve based on known z-scores. There are 3 worksheets in addition to this introductory sheet that can help you as you're learning about z-scores. The first is the z-table. In the z-table, you can find the proportion of scores between the mean and any given z-score here in column B. If you'd like to find the proportion of scores from a z-score to infinity, you can use column C. To better understand the concept, you can consult these 2 pictures at the top of the screen. Next is the z-calculator. Here you can plug in any given z-score and find either the mean to that z-score or the proportion of scores greater than that z-score. So let's take a z of 1.25. From the mean to that z-score, the proportion is 0.3944. But let's say we want to know the proportion of scores greater than a positive 1.25. 1.25. It is 0.1056. Below, we can determine the z-score given the area of the mean to z. So for instance, if we put in a proportion of 0.1345, that corresponds to a z of 0.34. In this last box, you can determine the z-score given the area between z and infinity. If we were to put in a positive 1345, corresponds to a z of 1.11. Finally, we can do a z-test. Put in the mean for the sample and the population, the sample size and the population standard deviation, and you can calculate your z-test. It will also tell you whether your test is significant or not for a 1- or 2-tailed z-test. So for instance, in the population mean, we might enter a value of 36.9. For our sample mean, we put in 44.2. Our sample size will make 25, and our population standard deviation 10. Click, and we get a z-score of positive 3.65. We now know that if it's a 2-tailed test, it is statistically significant. If it is a 1-tailed test, it would still be statistically significant. If we were to change the sample mean closer to the population mean, let's make it a 38.5. That would not be a statistically significant difference, and we see that represented here. Your 2-tailed z-test is not significant, so you would not reject the null. Good luck in using this calculator. I hope that it is helpful.